guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back with another review. This review is for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 11 Episode 1. So if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Listen, so much went down in this episode and there's so much to talk about, so let's just get right into this review. Now, Spice ends up opening up this episode talking about how she was in the hospital for quite some time with a sepsis infection. And listen, she almost died, but at the same time, she was really upset at the fact that there were blogs posting that she had passed away, even though she didn't. And listen, I can completely understand why she would be upset about something like that, because what if her family and friends saw that and they really thought she passed away? And then on top of that, it's just a really eerie feeling to see a post saying that you died. Like, I can understand why she would be upset about that, but right now she's focusing on trying to heal and spending a lot more time with her children and her mother. Now, everyone ended up showing up to support Jock and Kendra at this hype hair event because they were on the cover. And listen, I'm surprised that Jock and Kendra are really happy and they were being really lovey-dovey at this event, because last season they had so much drama in their marriage that they were even talking about getting a divorce. Now, at this event, Kirk, Rashida, and Erica Mena were all gossiping about Scrappy and Bambi, because Scrappy reveals in this episode that Bambi actually filed for divorce. And the way that Scrappy was talking about it in this episode, I can tell that he really doesn't care about getting a divorce from Bambi. He probably wanted a divorce too. He just didn't feel like going to file. And so basically she did them both a favor, is what I'm seeing in this episode. Now, Scrappy seemed to have a big issue with Erica, who is one of Bambi's closest friends, because he feels like Erica only heard one side of the story and he feels like she's taking Bambi's side, which I don't know why he would be upset about that, because obviously if Erica is Bambi's friend, of course she's going to take her friend's side or be more sympathetic to Bambi. So Erica Banks ended up joining this season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and Scrappy seemed to take a liking to her and he was being really flirtatious with her at the event, and Rashida peeped it and it pissed her off, because not only is she friends with Bambi, but she also has dealt with infidelity in her own marriage to Kirk, and so that was probably triggering to her. And she was also upset at the fact that Scrappy was not wearing his wedding ring. And listen, I can understand Rashida wanting to look out for her friend Bambi. I can completely understand that, because I would want to look out for my friend too. But Rashida needs to worry about who Kirk is flirting with, because at the end of the day, their marriage has been terrible from what we were able to see. He has cheated on Rashida a lot and he hasn't treated her the best, and she's still in this relationship with him. And so I feel like instead of worrying about who Scrappy's flirting with, she needs to worry about who Kirk is flirting with. Now, I could also sense some tension between Erica Banks and Rennie Rucci, and according to Rennie, she said that, Erica was dating a guy that actually liked her, and because of that, Erica Banks felt some type of way about her, and so that's the reason why they have some type of tension between the two of them. I'm interested to see what happens with the two of them later on in this season, because we haven't heard Erica Banks' side of the situation, and so I kind of want to hear both sides. So Rashida ended up setting up this event for the ladies to do. They had pictures of all their men or all their exes that they have issues with, and they went to this room where you get to smash things in order to let off some steam. And when it was Erica's turn to go let off some steam, she kind of started crying when she saw the picture of Safari and when she was smashing things. And listen, I can understand that Safari is trash and he didn't treat her well during their relationship. I'm not saying Erica is innocent, because we clearly know that she's not. But she needs to let go of all that pain that she had from Safari, because at the end of the day, it's only going to affect her and her children. It's not going to affect Safari, because I honestly don't think that Safari cares how Erica feels. And so I feel like she really needs to do some healing and really release all the tension that she has in her body that has to do with him, because at the end of the day, she's divorced and she's kind of free from him. Although they do have to co-parent, I still feel like she lets him control a little bit too much of her emotions from what we're able to see. Now, Jessica White is a newcomer to this season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She's a supermodel. She's really beautiful, and she was known for dating Nick Cannon for a while, and she was really upset when she was talking about her relationship with Nick Cannon. She said that she was really in love with him. She thought that she was going to be with him forever. She thought that they were going to have children together, and she said that when she had a miscarriage, she ended up finding out that Nick Cannon had another woman pregnant. And we know how Nick Cannon is. He has a lot of kids now, and I don't think that Nick Cannon has any plans to stop. But if he really did have a baby behind her back while they were in a relationship together and she just had a miscarriage, that is terrible. And I hope that she really is doing the work to heal from that, because she is a beautiful woman and I feel like she can go really far in her life. And I don't think that she needs to let the relationship with Nick Cannon hinder her at all. And then on top of that, some of the girls were feeling some type of way about Jessica because when they went to the smash room, she wasn't doing too much. She wasn't yelling and screaming and tossing things around really aggressively. And I feel like, that's her personality. I don't feel like she should have to be like that if she doesn't want to. She has a brand that she's trying to maintain. And a lot of people get on these reality shows and they act like a fool and they end up ruining their reputation. And I feel like that's not something Jessica White wants to do. Now, Scrappy ends up meeting up with Kirk and Chaotic to talk about Bambi filing for divorce, and he basically let it slip that there were some text messages that he was sending that led to Bambi filing for divorce from him. Apparently, he was texting his ex-girlfriend Diamond, and Bambi ended up finding out about it. And listen, I do not blame Bambi for filing for divorce when she saw that he was texting another woman, let alone a woman that he used to deal with before. And so I feel like she did the right thing, and that's disgusting to me that he would even be doing something like that. Just because you're having problems in your marriage or in your relationship doesn't mean you go talk to somebody else. That just doesn't make any sense to me. If he felt like he needed to flirt or talk to or meet up with his ex-girlfriend at all, he should have been the person to go file for divorce from Bambi. Now, Kirk was really getting on my nerves in this particular scene because he kept trying to give advice to Scrappy. He wasn't giving advice directly to Scrappy, but in his interview, he was saying that he felt like, Scrappy should try to work things out with Bambi and go home to his family. But Kirk can't really give anybody advice on marriage because he's been a really shitty husband to Rashida. For all we know, he could still be cheating on Rashida. And I'm sorry to say this, but I feel like Rashida's a fool for still being with Kirk. And so because of all the things that Kirk has done to Rashida that everybody knows about and things that we don't know about, I feel like nobody is going to want to take advice from Kirk or Rashida. And so he was kind of getting on my nerves. And then on top of that, I don't feel like Scrappy should try to work things out with Bambi if he doesn't want to. If he wants to talk to other women because he did reveal that he's been talking to his ex-girlfriend, obviously inappropriately, then he shouldn't even try to work on this marriage. I feel like they should get a divorce because clearly neither one of them are happy. And when the two people who are in the marriage together are unhappy, the kids can sense it. And so I feel like it is best for the two of them to get a divorce. Now, Kirk and Rashida end up doing this tasting event, and so everybody ends up coming out to support, and Erica Mena ends up calling out Chaotic because she feels like he flirts with all the women all the time, and it makes her feel some type of way. And Bambi also felt some type of way about Chaotic being extra flirtatious with women because this is somebody that she says Scrappy hangs out with pretty often, and she recently saw an interview that he did on a red carpet with Scrappy where he was basically encouraging Scrappy to, deal with other women and, not go home and try to work things out with his family. And so Bambi, rightfully so, felt some type of way about him, and she decided to confront him. Now, she ends up asking Chaotic if he has a wife and kids, and he says no. And so she really basically comes at him pretty hard because she feels some type of way about him encouraging Scrappy to not try to work things out with his family. And she gets really emotional when she's talking to Chaotic. And I can understand how she feels. Listen, I can understand how she feels because a lot of the time, us women, when we have a man that we're in a relationship with and he has a friend who runs around flirting with everybody and he's single and does whatever he wants to do, sometimes you do feel some type of way about your man hanging out with him because you feel like he's going to be tempted to do something or he's around certain environment that you feel like he shouldn't be around because he's in a relationship. And so I can understand how Bambi felt, but I feel like she needs to direct that anger to Scrappy because at the end of the day, although Chaotic is friends with Scrappy, it's not his responsibility to make sure Scrappy's doing right by his wife. That's not his responsibility. Now, Bambi also ends up revealing in this episode that she's been currently looking for a new place to live because she pays her half of the rent, but Scrappy hasn't been paying his half of the rent. And listen, she should have filed for divorce the second he didn't pay his half of the rent the first time. She shouldn't have waited for there to be a second, third, or fourth time for them to do it. And I was reading some of the comments when it came to this particular situation between Bambi and Scrappy on social media, and there were some people saying that they need to wait it out and not get a divorce right away because they have children. and they need to try to stick it out. I don't agree with that. I don't feel like you should stick together because of the kids. You need to be together because you genuinely want to be together, and it's a healthy situation. Obviously, couples are going to get into fights and argue, but at the end of the day, it shouldn't be toxic, and their relationship is really toxic, and obviously, Scrappy is stepping out on his relationship, and I'm not saying that Bambi is perfect because I'm pretty sure she's not, but I just feel like they shouldn't stay together for the kids. And I feel like it is the right thing for the two of them to get a divorce from how toxic we've been able to see that their relationship has been. Now, at the very end of this episode, Bambi and Scrappy have a lot of tension while they're packing up to move out of this house. And Bambi basically confronts Scrappy, and the two of them start arguing because she said that he's acting like he doesn't have a care in the world. And now I'm starting to feel like the reason why she filed for divorce is because she wanted to shake up Scrappy and get him to get his shit together and actually try to work things out with her. But that didn't work. He's acting like he doesn't care, and he's being really cool, calm, and collected. And that's making her feel some type of way. And so that's why she ended up confronting him, and the two of them started arguing in this episode. Now, Scrappy tried to say that Bambi's the one who filed for divorce, and he didn't think that they needed to file for divorce, but she felt like they needed to, and so he doesn't understand why she's so upset that he's acting like he doesn't have a care in the world. Now, she ends up bringing up the fact that, he was DMing his ex-girlfriend, and he was basically trying to tell her that she reacted wrong to it, and it's not that big of a deal. And it is a big deal. I don't know why he likes to try to say that it's not a big deal that he was texting another woman. That is really disrespectful, and she has every right to be upset about that. And that is a reason for the relationship to end. He was trying to make it seem like that's not a reason to end a relationship. In my opinion, it is a reason to end the relationship. And so they're arguing back and forth with each other, and he starts saying how she tried to sabotage his career. Now, I don't think that anybody can sabotage your career because at the end of the day, you're in control of that. He basically tried to say that she didn't want him to take any shows or, go do things that he was booked for to make money. And maybe she felt some type of way about him going out of town and stuff like that because she probably felt like he was going to cheat. But also that's part of her problem too, because if you feel like he's going to go out and cheat while he's working, you probably shouldn't have been in that marriage in the first place. And on top of that, Bambi knew who Scrappy was before she married him, and so she married him knowing that this is how he was, and I don't know why she thought she was going to get anything different, but that still doesn't excuse the fact that he shouldn't be trying to blame her for sabotaging his career. If his career is not where he wants it to be, that's his fault, not Bambi's. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all. And until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.